Hello, everyone, and welcome to Angie Talks TV, where you'll see reality TV show reviews, crime stories, and stories on real life experiences. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.
No, it was a bottle involved. Well, the word was he beat him, went into the offices and beat him with a bottle.
Got it.
Allegedly.
This is all alleged. Allegedly, wasn't it stories? Maybe we heard about him doing that with a woman.
Oh, now I ain't heard that one. Now that's new.
Allegedly.
So yeah, we might have to throw that on there.
We have to say it.
Tasha.
Okay, now back to this case.
Tasha
now,
Jordan.
First of all, do not compare me to that scallywag. Okay, I like that I have this. I can just say whatever I want now.
There you go.
Okay, so Diddy's lawyers proposed a $50 million bail package so he can stay out of jail until, leading up to the trial. He was like, I don't want to go into jail until, I don't want to wait in jail until the trial. The $50 million bail package included $50 million bond, co-signed by him, his mother, his sister, mother of his oldest daughter, which I'm like Sarah, the three adult sons. His home on Star Island, which is worth $48 million. He paid off the remaining $16 million, so we can have that for a bond. His mother's home in Miami. They also restricted travel to only, this is what he proposed, Florida and New York, so we can go back and forth to court and go to doctor's appointments, because I'm sure he got to get some things checked. And he already surrendered his passport April 1st of 2024. Also, his kids' passports have been surrendered. This is and will be surrendered. Janice Combs, his mother, his daughter Chance, Jesse, Delilah Combs, and the baby, Love. Baby ain't really got to see the world yet, and the passport has already been surrendered. Diddy, you don't take everybody out with this.
The baby got it too. Look at that baby.
This is very unfortunate. I'm for his kids.
Oh yeah.
This is very unfortunate because this Puff was like Black excellence. And for it to turn out the way it did, for his life to have gone from where it was to now is insane. However, let me say this. The way America prosecutes Black men versus non-Black men is incredible to me. Because you could have a non-Black man do the same thing and worse. And they're walking around scot fucking free. Make it make sense. Make it make sense.
True. But that still don't make me want him to be off. Because his victims are all Black people.
Well, I think they locked up Jeffrey Epstein. I think. If I gotta go look that up. Somebody brought that up.
Yeah.
I don't think that during the trial, I think they kept him in jail as well. You know what I'm
That's
saying?
one out of how many? Yeah. One out of how many?
He had a lot of baby oil situations too. I'm just comparing the two baby oil. It's like a baby oil.
He had a lot of babies. He had a lot of.
Listen, you have, of course, you have an argument in that, and you're right. It's true. Yeah. They definitely go after. They're definitely more corrupt and difficult and on point on Black men. When they commit a crime, and
that's true.
And Black 1,000%. When when white men rape with evidence, it's like slap on the hand, a few months probation, even sometimes we don't want to ruin their life. And with a Black man, a lot of times just a mere story, an allegation on you will ruin your life. That is true. But with this case, with cases that there's extreme history of decades and decades and decades and decades of stories, allegations, evidence, I don't feel bad for Black men that commit crimes against Black people. I do not. Black women, especially, the most disrespected person in the universe. You know what I mean? Like, and when it comes to that, I'm like, nope, sorry, don't care. Because we all know
any man that commits a crime against anybody, Black, white, Hispanic, Asian, it doesn't matter. If you committed a crime, then justice should be done, period. That's just the bottom line.
Let me introduce this to y'all, see what y'all think about it, because it's interesting y'all are saying this. And then I'm thinking also, like, would they have done this if the video didn't come out? Because I'm thinking back to Ray Rice situation. I don't know if y'all remember Ray Rice, former running back for the Ravens. I don't know if you remember how things progressed through that story. At first, he wasn't suspended because the video hadn't gone out yet. They heard, the NFL heard about it, the media, they talked about it, but it wasn't like this firestorm until that video hit, and then it was different. Now the whole world was coming down on him, which is, look, hey, it is what it is, right? But it seems like video now, like look with the video cameras now, with the police are wearing now. Now we're seeing like in real time, like, and being able to react in a way that we didn't used to back in the day, because we would just hear about it and we were like, yeah, that's terrible. But seeing it, like seeing what he did to Cassie, I don't see that. Yeah, I'm not surprised they did what they did. Like that was,
There was that the evidence was right there. There was really no getting out of that.
Yeah.
The whole world saw it with their own eyes.
Yeah.
There was no wiggle room for him to get out of that. So
do you think they would have let him gave him bond if that video doesn't come? Do you think it kind of changes his whole kind of, I don't say change the case, but the temperature on it? Like,
yes.
I feel like,
yes,
yeah,
absolutely.
Listen, when it comes to Black female women victims, if there's not a video, it's like, well, you're the whore. What were you doing there? You're a liar. You're a gold digger. The only reason that Cassie's and the young girls in the R. Kelly case got any kind of justice is because there was a video. Because if there's not a video, we don't get believed. It's an attack on the victim always. And when it's a Black woman against a Black man, the woman's gonna get trashed. She's a slut. She's a whore. What were you doing there? Where were your parents? And we make every excuse for the man, especially if he's one of our favorites. Let him make a good music, have a lot of touchdowns, score a lot of points on the court. Well, no, we know those were our heroes. They're taking out Black men. Now, there is a definite wave in America that definitely targets Black men. And I want to be very clear about that. I 1000% acknowledge that. But I'm so sick of ignoring the victims because of our fandom and fanhood of these people. I'm sorry, I don't really feel bad for these people that have risen to these heights. Diddy, you got it out of the mud, okay? You got it out of the mud. You became so successful. You were the epitome of success and wealth and excess. Even though we all know you did a lot of your proteges real bad, took all their money. No one else is doing as well as you. Like, you really took advantage of a lot of your artists. But you, for yourself, did a lot for you. You became very successful by ill-begotten ways, I might add, in my opinion. But you did. And to see it all go away because you can't control your dick and your ass and your mouth. Okay? Your dick, your ass, and your mouth. And that's why we are here on this Tuesday Eve talking about 1,000 bottles of lube and baby oil because you couldn't control your impulses. You couldn't control it. Why couldn't, if it was like 12 bottles, we'd be like, okay, I get it. You know what I'm saying? Maybe that's for the whole year. I need to see the video, like I said. I want to see the 1,000 bottles. Please.
The acronym is DAMN. If you didn't know, dick, ass, and damn.
Mouth, no, and butt.
Oh, then you put butt in there. Okay, dick, ass, mouth. Damn. Okay.
But look how they're still trying to blame Cassie. Oh, well, Cassie was cheating, and that, Jerome, thank you for that. Cassie was cheating, and that's why she threw the phone at him, and that's why he beat her up. They're trying to make excuses. So look, Diddy's lawyer, you're doing your job. You're trying to get your client off and give him favor. But I'm sick of it. I'm sick of the victim blaming. I really, really am. Yes, Cassie did accept the settlement from him because if you think about it, a lot of stuff that I think things were out of the statute of limitations. Is that right, Tals? You know that? Do you know about that?
I don't think there's a statute of limitation. Well, look, the statute of limitations in the drug space. There's no statutes when it comes to murder. I don't know about this area here. Somebody in the chat, go look that up real quick.
Shout out to Farrah Franklin in the chat. Beautiful Farrah Franklin.
Farrah.
Let me ask y'all this. What do you think Mase saw back in 1999? What did Mase... I will never forget. I moved to Atlanta to do radio in 90... I moved to Atlanta in 98. I'm working for, at the time, it was Hot 97.5. I'm doing a remote on Clark Atlanta campus. I'll never forget this because it's like it sticks in my mind. Like it was just seared. Because remember where I think we all remember where Mase was 97, 98. Like it was like literally they were on top of the world. Then 99, I'm doing a remote. First of all, it's empty. I mean, I'm a shit jock. You know, ain't nobody showing up for me, right? That's just an empty ass remote. I'm just doing callbacks. This makes me. And I see Mase dribbling a basketball on the yard, literally by himself. 1999, post all him leaving Puff. And I just remember me and some of the staff members were just looking at, we was like, our mouths was just open, like, that's Mase? Like, that's Mason Betha? Like, what did he see that made him just say, nah, I mean, leave New York, came all the way to Atlanta, started his ministry. I mean, what did Mase see? That's what I want to know. Yeah.
Who knows? Who knows? Unless you were there, you don't know.
I would take a guess, a gander, a stab at the dark even, and say
she fell for it, baby. And even she fell for it. Go ahead. Tell us, Mom. Tell us, Claudia. Walk right into that for
I'm walking into it. Listen, my people will wait for me to get back on TV, so I'm talking. I was talking about this shit, okay? I've been quiet.
Mimi didn't fall for that shit.
Go ahead, CJ.
The way Mase was at the top of his game and like he was killing it and then exited stage left, I think Mase was shook to his core by what he saw that did not sit right with his spirit. And I think he suffered. I think he saw fucked up stuff. My opinion, Mase, and I'm not going in on you at all, Mase. I think you are a victim of whatever stuff that he was doing as far as like financial abuse with your contracts, bad business practices. Maybe you've seen some stuff like the violence. I don't know what you've seen. I don't want to put that out there, what you've seen. I'm assuming you did because for someone to just like leave at the height back then, but I love how karma spins the block and now Mase is at the top of his game with a very, very popping podcast and does get to get the last laugh.
Absolutely.
Like Mase is killing it now. And I've always been a fan of Mase. I think I met him once, very humble, very kind. And I don't know him to like ask him what happened. It's none of I can't ask him like that unless, but I just feel like he's seen some things that, and good for him for getting out when he like alive. In the chat, what do y'all think? What do y'all think? And what do y'all think about J-Lo?
They've been talking. They've been
talking.
They've been going in. Look, Claudia, 1000%. They are in this chat room getting it in. Yes.
Probably went through it. J-Lo was quiet. Do you think J-Lo has a responsibility to speak on this? Or do you think, hey, she could have possibly dated him and, didn't really see much? Mimi, back in I first met you when we was in Cancun.
Mm-hmm.
We were working with Stevie on the street team. That's when I first met him, and me and you first hung up for the first time. And I told you what I told you. My opinion was of this relationship, what I thought. And
we're gonna get there one day. I can't wait to this story. We're gonna get to this inception story. You guys is.
I told Mimi back then. I know you're not a track star, but I need you to run.
Yeah.
Soon as you see that run in track on a relay when you're running.
Yeah.
The person behind you got the stick. Yeah. And then they go, and they go stick, and they put it in your hand. Mimi, before you got that long ass stick in your hand, you should have ran.
My daddy told me the same thing too. My daddy told me. I was so excited. Oh my God, Daddy, I met this guy.
You told your dad about him? What did your dad say?
Yeah, he told me put my Nikes on.
You didn't listen to your daddy or your friend?
Put my Nikes on. He said, put your Nikes on.
It's tough. It's tough to tell a young lady that, yo. And when all that, look, come on. You know what time it was around that time. It was lights, camera, action time. Them niggas was on top of the world. Like world.
Yeah, but when Mimi got him,
Stevie was on a run.
Yeah, when I met Stevie, he was on top of a speaker, ripping his tank top off, playing the fucking guitar when I met him. That's how I met Stevie.
People forget. Like I know this new generation. Y'all looking at like, yo, Stevie J in the '90s was the hit maker of all hit makers. Like
he was popular when she first met him.
He was
absolutely.
And
well, what goes up.
Must must come down.
Here we are.
But to
Mimi is
Mimi's
stronger
defense,
for
she
it.
did beat him, and that is sexy. That is attractive. That is fun. When someone's like tank top rock star vibes, he was giving rock star vibes with the
Yeah.
shirt. Right. Had,
That's why I don't knock any like young. When women are like young and have been in those situations, it's hard for me to really like people what they're saying about Cassie is like it's hard. Y'all. She's early 20s. Like the world is an oyster. She's with the biggest in the business, world icon. I mean, the dude had already had 2 lifetimes in the business already by the time he met her. He was already in icon status. So she was probably just super starry eyed. I mean, my heart goes out. I mean, I know everybody want to, but come on, man.
Well,
Y'all ever been 21 before?
That's true.
19?
Ooh, I wish I can go back and erase some people off my past that I thought was popping back then.
But I'm saying, but you got to think, she was that age dating Puff. Like
Yeah.
that's a lot. That's a lot. Like it's a big fucking deal. That was a big deal for her. You know what I'm saying? That would have been a big deal for any 20-something-year-old. You know what I mean?
Broke Ryan Leslie's
especially
heart.
who wasn't in the business. She wasn't like another entertainer. You know what I mean? She was just a regular girl. She had a song out, but she wasn't like a super duper star. So that was a big deal for her.
Yeah.
Yes. Should we take any questions from the chat?
Yes.
Yes.
Slap that bitch 32 says, I don't know if I could ask that. They said, I wonder if Stevie is I'm not asking that question.
I don't know anything about his extracurricular activities.
I'm not gonna do that too.
I have no idea. I don't know, don't want to know, don't care. No, so it's not my monkey. Next question. Next question.
Wait.
Next question. What you got, Claudia?
I'm trying to like read the ones that ain't shady, and it's so hard.
Yo, everybody's shady today. I love this shit.
Everybody's shady. Damn near.
If y'all see anything, just jump in and ask. Say one of the questions. I'm trying to find the ones that ain't fucked up.
Oh, let's talk about the. Okay, I see what somebody was saying. Let's 'cause I think this all is attached to what people are maybe paying attention or maybe not. The music industry, and I do got to give a shout out to Kendrick Lamar, because if anybody's a Kendrick fan, you'll know the song he released last week called "Watch the Party Die," right? Mm-hmm. Which is kind of what we're seeing in overall, right? It's like the music industry as we knew it, as it has been, is really coming to an end. It's changing into something. It's going into its next, evolution, and we're seeing the shedding of a lot of bad tactics, bad behavior, bad everything. You're seeing smarter artists now. You're seeing the technology catch up. Really, all these labels are turning into tech companies now. They're getting, as you can see, that I got a lot of friends, and I don't know if they're watching. I feel bad, but a lot of my friends are being fired out of the music business over the last few months, and we're really watching from the legal standpoint, from the plus side, from the bad behavior, all the way to the business side. Like we're really watching like the party die. You know what I'm saying? And like look at Kevin Lyles today. I mean, they stepped all on his story today. But he stepped down as CEO of 300 Entertainment. Look, 300 was given $400 million a few years ago by Atlantic. Young Thug goes through his RICO. That was kind of like their standard bearer. 300 hadn't been the same ever since. Looks like Atlantic won't be able to recoup that 400 maybe. So
Dame Dash, one of the biggest moguls. Well, at one.
You want, go ahead, just do what you want to do right there.
Well,
anybody know Claudia? Let her go. Let her go.
I'm saying Dame Dash, who is his own worst enemy when it comes to his business practice. I think at one point he was positioned to do great things, but his attitude and his ego got his life fucked up. Like there's a big case that my lawyer won against him, representing a movie that we all did where he would defame the lawyer. Like the lawyer defended the client, you defamed the client and the lawyer, now you get another case, and now because of that, you're losing your stake in Rockefeller. Ain't gonna be auctioned off, and it keeps getting pushed back because people keep coming forward with more debt that he owes, and it's sad to see. That's another black man that rose through the ranks, got it from the mud, out of Harlem, was a good business mind back in the day, but his mouth and antics and ego wouldn't let sleeping dogs lie. I don't know. It just, what do y'all think about the fall of Dame Dash?
Go ahead, Mamie. I'll let you have this one.
My cat is talking shit. She's like, no.
Cat wants to respond. I absolutely think you're correct.
Mm-hmm.
Dame has always been a very arrogant man. I mean, even back then.
An asshole. I'll say it.
He has been a very, very arrogant motherfucker for a very long time.
Somebody put teeth in here.
Because the teeth fell out.
Yeah, teeth fell out. But at some point, you have to understand, like, your arrogance can get you fucked up. And I mean, you know, job wise and everything else. So you got to know when to shut the fuck up sometimes. Can
I play devil's advocate?
Yes.
Because I do feel y'all, but I feel like I need to bring
Somebody said
I need to bring the black man perspective on.
Somebody said Bluetooth records.
You know what? I'll get some more tangerines. I'll be right back. But please, what were you gonna say?
Okay, so
Dang.
All right. Yo, you just threw me. Thanks a lot. Who was that in the chat that said that? Thanks a lot. So, Claudia, hear me out on this. Elon Musk is an asshole.
Very much.
He's a well-documented one. Look what he's done to the Twitter platform. Turned it into the white nationalist coalition now. You know what I'm saying? I see nigger on there more than I hear on fucking music I listen to that I like. You know what I'm saying? I think Dame... It's so bad. It's tough because, like, the position that we're in, you know, we have to play a different game than everybody. So the way you move has to be like, there's like the way Jay is moved, right? And moving sense. That's what is expected of us. But I hate that we don't have a spectrum like on our white counterpart side, businessmen, where there can be all kinds of different versions because there's different ways to skin a cat, right? Yeah, Dame is bombastic. Look, I had to deal with him way back.
Just compare Dame to Elon Musk. Did you just compare Dame Dash to Elon Musk?
Actually, yes. Dame is the Elon of our culture. He's one of the Elons.
No.
Yes.
No.
Yes. What Dame did culturally at Rockefeller, what they did for the game. I mean, look what they did to clothing. I mean, and the liquor and all that stuff. I mean, they really
has built.
Say it. Elon bought a company that was.
He has rockets going into fucking space.
Okay.
Please do not compare Dame to Elon.
Why not?
You can't.
We can. We can. Elon is in the science world. I'm saying Dame is in a whole nother industry. Did I say Dame is making computers? No. But as far as in the music business,
say the music business. He's the Elon Musk of the music business. Say that, not our culture.
I can say culture.
No, I get what both of y'all are saying.
Mimi,
like,
come on, Mimi.
You know what? You're downplaying us to little pieces of shit by saying that.
Not at all.
That Dame Dash is the Elon Musk of our culture.
I think you're missing what I'm saying. You see, Mimi, there you go. Don't do that.
Let me eat another
you being Laura Ingraham. You're sticking on something. That was not the point I was making.
Elon hasn't fallen off, though. I will say that.
Well,
he's white.
He's got a lot of people. Look, a lot of people gave him money to buy Twitter.
Yeah.
So you got a lot of rich friends.
Diddy put money.
You know, they get
that as well. Diddy put money.
Yeah, they propped him up. So all I'm saying with Dame, what I'm saying, Mimi, because maybe you missed it when you went and got them tangerines. You know what I mean? all I was saying was, as far as in business, right?
Okay.
Just business.
Okay.
We're only allowed to look a certain way. There's only like maybe one or two models of what a businessman in our color looks like. When on the white side, you can have an Elon. You can have a Warren Buffett who's quiet as fuck. You don't even see him ever. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying that he is equivalent to them as far as what they've done specifically, but I'm talking about the different styles of how, like, anybody in business knows there's so many different personalities. Every company's it takes on the personality of the CEO or the founder, right?
Okay.
I just think that Dame, look, he's been it's been his fault in a lot of times as far as how, but I saw what he did at Rockefeller and what Jay didn't want him to do. Like, there will be no Kanye West without a Dame, because Jay wasn't trying to elevate Kanye like that. Jay was like, no, it's Jay time. Dame brings Cameron and Joel Santana over there. That extended Rockefeller's run. Jay hated that shit. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just talking about. I just want to make sure I balance it off with making sure people know, like, hey, this dude.
So this was information I didn't know. So thank you.
Yeah.
Wait. Talent, are you Team Jay or you Team Dame? Go.
See, I'm not team any of them because I got shit. Like I said, I got respect for a lot of things they did, but I try to be. I like the vantage point of standing back and just watching them and being able to not be a stand. I feel like we got too many stands. Like, everybody's like team this, team that. Like, nah. I just want to be able to put everything on the table and give an honest opinion on everybody's moves. You know what I'm saying? Look, Jay, like I just told you, I love Jay. It's Jay's music, but what he did at Rock, as far as like in competition with his own artists, I didn't like as much, because it's like, bro, do you not see what Dame is trying to do? He's trying to extend you guys' business model, where it's not just you. You got a Kanye. You got like generational talent right there. Kanye West, who I think we can admit really did help Jay at the end of his career. Like,
Are you saying that Jay didn't like put like a lot of other people on? Are you saying like that? You think he held people back?
I think that because Jay is so competitive in that aspect, right? That maybe sometimes, and I think people that are talented and creatives, they can get like misconstrued. Like, sometimes their business does, like, the business goes away a little bit with the competitiveness. I think him being Jay-Z, he wants to be that figurehead. And he wants to make sure he stays that. Even if he does see someone like a Cameron or a Kanye that is literally coming, like Kanye was going to be Kanye anyway, but I think Dame made it to where he kind of balanced things out, and Rock said, "Hey Jay, please let this man rock, because this is the next level talent."
But can we agree?
Blah blah blah.
Do you think that Dame is the number one cause of his failure is his personality? Maybe the same things that got him on, the same things that took him
Same
off?
things that got him. Exact. That's what I'm trying to say. Like, I'm not saying that's the right way to go about it, right? Because it can help you. It probably helped him. You know what the music industry looked like. That shit like really helped him in them rooms back in the early 90s, right? Or the mid 90s. But that doesn't translate. It didn't translate later on when J and M was in the next realm where they're doing all these big deals now. Now they're dealing with corporate America, not music business.
Right.
Corporate America. We're talking about corporate America, Fortune 500 companies. Now Dame is in them rooms like, and them white folks like, oh, holy shit, They probably was not, and they preferred a Jay who was more calculated, laid back. You feel me? Like,
Yeah.
so I can see both sides. That's why I don't want to compare Dame's accomplishments to Elon's, but I was just talking about temperament. It worked for a time. He was a dinosaur after a while. Like, the way he operated, to me, in my opinion, it wasn't.
They know how to pivot.
Yes.
Dame can't pivot.
pivot.
Dame is still stuck in 1989 when he was at his peak, or 2009, 95, 92, whatever. He could never evolve from that. And that's kind of like with old athletes. You ever be around an athlete that was popping in 97 or someone that went to prison in 97, when they get out, they are still in the same era. They still want to wear the boot cut, big baggy jeans,
Yeah.
the cross colors, the food, all that kind of shit. And they are stuck. They cannot get out of the way. That is Dame Dash. Dame Dash is the cross colors of personality. He could not get out of his. He stuck when the time he was popping. And it's true.
Poor Dame.
The way he dresses, the way he moves, the way he behaves, he's still stuck there. And I had conversation with him when we worked on the movie The List. Check that movie out, or Dear Frank is it's called.
Yeah.
And I felt bad for him when we had one-on-one conversations. But then when other men or people would show up, he would try to like son and little boy people in front of him. Like Ryan White was there, Columbus Short. The way he was trying to be disrespectful to other men to impress the girls or other dudes.
Yeah.
I'm like, why are you doing that? Like, this kind of shit is what people don't like.
Yeah.
And this is the kind of shit that make people not. And it'd be little stuff like that. Like, you can have all the good intentions in the world, but you still gotta balance your personality. You can't just be like brilliant, but then a shithead. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I said that with Elon Musk too. I'm definitely not feeling Elon Musk in the way he's been behaving. I can't stand Elon Musk. So
yeah, it's just the point I was only making was just I just wish people allowed like not even just black men, black women, just let's just say people of color, like stop putting us in a box. Like we can only get into the rooms if we, look, obviously with Dame, I'm not condoning bad behavior, but I want somebody that's like maybe a little off color like a Elon that's like on our space and not be like, looked at in a certain way or shunned. We got to sit there and just be quiet and shit and just be happy.
I'll tell you this, not to cut you off.
Yeah, go ahead.
If that man gets in office, it is going to send black men who are wildly wanting to vote for him, which I find
let's get into this. Let's
interesting.
Yeah, let's go.
It is going to set us as a people back so far. I just, it's so in our face, and we're just acting like this shit's not happening. It's fucking happening, y'all. It's happening right before our eyes, and we're just acting like, what the fuck?
Why do y'all think black men in this election are gravitating? I'm just want to ask y'all first before I put my thought. Why do you think black men are gravitating towards Trump and his,
Go ahead, Mimi.
Because I'll give you one good answer. Black men don't want to see a woman in office, and especially a black fucking woman. They don't want to see it. Minorities, Hispanics, they don't want to see a black woman in a woman. A woman. They don't want to see a woman in office. So they don't give a fuck about if Trump was a murderer, raping, thieving. They don't care. They vote for him because he's a fucking man. It's as simple as that. They're not even looking into the policies or none of that. They're not even going deep. It's the fact that she is a woman, and then for a lot of them, the fact that she is a woman of color. That's it. That's it.
I want to say black men, unfortunately, I love y'all, but some, and it ain't all men, all black men, because I do believe it's around 20%, but for me, 1 in 5 is a lot. Yeah. So the 80% that's still holding us down, we love you, we respect you, we appreciate you, but the 20% in our community, in the black community, there's always been a certain segment of our population, our community, that has always yielded, and then Jerome, I'm going to use your word, yielded, to white power, to white acceptance, to wanting to be accepted by white people, thinking if I go over here, I'm not like them and my cousins. I'm different. I can see deeper than them. And they like proximity to whiteness. That makes them feel different, special. I'm not like them. I'm over here. I'm more evolved than you. You know, on social media, you see people, you need to do your research, stay woke, or you're just going on the Democratic plantation. You're a slave. People like to feel different. It's almost like, remember in high school, there was a popular, like the pretty girl, the head cheerleader, the captain of the football team. Everyone else liked them. So because everyone else likes them, I'm going to go ahead and go against the grain. That's number one for me. Number two, I really feel like there was a huge mistake made, maybe by the media, whoever, the messaging. All we heard in the last election was black women saved democracy. Black women, black women, black women. Now we did. But it wasn't alone, because if you look at the voting percentages, it was like black women voted like 97%, and black men were right behind us, like at 94. It was like a few percentage points away. So I really feel like if I was a black man and I did my part and I marched and I raised money and all I heard was black women, there's going to be some resentment. Like last time my effort didn't count. So fuck y'all. You know what I mean? And I do think there's a little bit of that happening. And I think that was a huge mistake, or it was on purpose by the media to divide us because it has worked.
Yeah.
Let me say one more thing. I keep reading in the comments, people keep saying stimulus, Trump and his stimulus.
He did not give you a stimulus check, people, please.
Let me tell you something about this fucking stimulus, guys. Whatever you thought this man gave you when we were in COVID, you're paying it back right now. Do you see that? That's why groceries are 5 times more expensive than they were. That's why gas is so fucking high. That's why the housing market has gone up dramatically.
Yeah.
You're paying it back. So don't think you got some free fucking money or this man did you a favor, because he did not. Like, are y'all, do you know how many times I saw stimulus on here? Stimulus. He gave us stimulus. He gave stimulus. You got to pay that money back. I hope you know that.
So Congress voted for the stimulus and Trump didn't want it. Okay, let's be very real. But then when Congress said we're voting for it and pushed it through, Trump held up the checks going out another week or so they could reprint or print them up with his name on them. So dumb people, with mouth breathers, people that breathe through their mouth like this, will think that because his name is on the check, that he actually gave you money. Trump does not pay any of his bills. He has sent so many small businesses and contractors into bankruptcy because he'll hire people to do work. He hires illegal immigrants, undocumented workers, as he's all against them. It's very much documented. And people are, it worked. It made the poorly educated and the people that are just not on top of this shit think Trump gave me money. Now, when Biden got in office, there was another round of stimulus checks that went out. That was $1,400. That was more. And the deciding votes was Senator Warnock and Ossoff in Georgia that were newly elected to the Senate. But Biden doesn't brag and say, I gave you money, because he knows how the government works. And that money was nothing.
One check. I've never got one.
Not you made one. Oh, and you won't. It's only for some people. So while he gave poor people, like less wealthy folk, $1,200, he didn't give, while they were given $1,200. That distraction over here is over here taking your attention away from the $1 trillion in tax cuts to the rich. Go ahead, Charles. I know you want to jump in on that.
No, you guys have y'all covered mostly everything. Only thing I'm going to add to it is, because I think it's even simpler than what you guys are even thinking. Because especially, let me just tell y'all, like, when I talk to my friends on the phone, like, yeah, you're right. There's a lot more black men than you think. You know what I'm saying? Are either thinking about the Trump vote, or at least voicing like a concern, right? Like, well, what have they done for me? And I think the Republicans have done a good job of doing that divide and conquer. Like, yeah, what have they done for you? And to be honest with you, because we have to be honest, like, they're able to do that because there's got to be a semblance of some kind of truth there. Like, we know it gets worse, right? Us, when we're thinking logically, but the Democratic Party, the message is working on their side, because when you really look, it's like there's been a lot of like promises not kept for a couple generations, right? Now, have they not done some things here and there? Yes, absolutely. But I always think, like, because me, I love like the messaging thing, like, and they always say in advertising, like, all you need is just a nugget, a tad nugget of the truth, and that's really all it means, especially when we're in a low information environment. You're right, Mimi. Look, we're in a low information environment, and the Republican Party knows that. And not only do they know that, they love it.
They love it.
Now, it doesn't take much messaging now. It's very, I think this started with George W. Bush. I used to tell a friend, like, yo, this dude, like, they think he's stupid, but he's not. He's just simplifying everything because he knows that's the only way these men.
The public can understand.
Remember, we went to Iraq War because he made a nice sentence. Hey, we fight him over there, so we have to fight him over here. You know, and people are like, "Fuck right,
yeah,
you're right."
Yeah, yes.
You know,
America.
That didn't make. First of all, didn't make no sense for real. If you're really looking at what the issues, but you're seeing the same thing with Trump. Now I'll get back to to black dudes. I think you're right though, Mimi. I ain't gonna lie to you, and I think this goes with even the Hillary Clinton year. At the end of the day, I don't think a dude likes a woman telling him what to do.
It reminds them of their mother, their baby mama, their teachers, the prostitutes. It reminds them of being born in the
That woman reminds them about every woman they didn't give them no pussy or gave him a hard time. They met at the club. She didn't want to give him the phone. I don't care. All the way up to the teacher you hated. You know, that gave you a hard time. And I don't think that's going away. It's gonna take people just going out and them just motivating folks that are got some sense to go vote. Because I don't think you change that type of attitude. It's just gonna kind of dissipate over time. But
let's talk.
It's almost like having a black president. Like now we're used to it, right? We just got to get her in there. And I think this goes away over time. It's not taboo.
A woman and she black or of color.
And you know what's also sad? The fact that they would rather go vote against this woman because black woman, woman of color, black in any, whatever you want to say, right? Over.
Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.